Okay. Let's see. Quick, you want to toss this up 100?
Roll a good one.
See how many rolls it takes to get one that isn't already done. Since we're like almost half of these that we've done. I feel like we did that one. Let's see. Oh, we have not. Nice. Okay.
Holy shit.
Which actually, that's a very fitting number to roll because this is also the 47th episode. So there you go.
Nice. Good job.
All right. So number 47 is describe a moment when you felt triumphant.
Zyara felt very triumphant after she managed to lawyer the party's way out of getting sent to jail and or killed.
Good point. Good
As
one.
she should.
Good one. All right. How about you, Jinku? When have you felt triumphant?
When I remembered the phrase we needed to get to this here fight club and nobody else did.
Indeed. Also a good one. How about you, Bill?
The time I tattooed Mix's forehead.
About that.
Like, not to be like... So I would think Boo is pretty completely asexual. But if there's anything that did it for him, it would be that memory. Like, that is probably his only happy memory.
Can you remind us what you tattooed on him? Because I forget.
I tattooed coward on his forehead.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
coward.
Right. Didn't he have to go pay like a lot of money to get that off?
He did. Yeah.
Which really probably just makes it even better for Boo.
Right.
Probably.
Oh, boy.
I totally forgot about that. That was funny.
Same. I remember that Boo has the teardrop tattoo, but I forgot all about him tattooing Nyx.
Yep.
When did you do that? It was after something.
It was after Torta beat the shit out of him I did him in front of everyone at the last fight club.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
You guys, and I totally bailed on him, and then he got the shit beat out of him.
Yep.
Oops.
My bad.
All right. How about you, Torta? When have you felt triumphant?
Torta wakes up every day feeling triumphant.
Ooh, that's good.
Torta's got that Sigma grind set.
Yep. He knows no matter what goes down, he's gonna whoop somebody's ass. And that's the end of the day.
Nice. All right. Good stuff. All right. So, who wants to give us a little rundown of what all we got up to last time? And here, let me share the map here.
I'll be honest, I fell asleep at the end. I don't remember.
Well, that's okay. I know, like, people were falling asleep. I know Quick had a headache, so I know the end probably is a little fuzzy.
We got
down to the fight club, and we kind of looked around a little bit. We were seeing those like eyes everywhere, and we knew we needed to find them and see where they connected. And like Zai and Mix's familiar were looking around.
Yep.
When the fight started, but that's kind of when I nodded off.
Okay, so yeah, that.
I mean, that was kind of it. Like, a lot of it was Mission Impossible featuring Zai.
Mm-hmm.
She went into the west part of the map.
Yep.
The purple room is a bunch of, I think you said, dwarves that are all like in a trance, and they're probably responsible for like all of the security, and in control of those eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went down that hallway and tried to do some investigating, but between the Minotaur in one of the rooms and the Beholder in another room, she noped out and went back to the rest of the party, and Boo and Torta won their fight.
Mm-hmm.
And and she found a like teleporty pad in the east side room, but she didn't explore too much in that room, but we think that it has to connect to something else outside, so that might be a good way in if we can ever find where it connects to. And that was kind of the end of the session, was us just discussing everything as I found.
Yeah, that's pretty much what went down. Like, you guys, you know, the fight with the businessmen and the pyrotechnics and everything like that was, you know, distracted the crowd good enough, and you know, you're able to poke around and get some intel on the place, figure out how the, you know, so on, you know, fantasy security cameras work and all that. But yeah, we kind of left off where, you know, you were discussing and you're trying to decide whether you wanted to, you know, because, you know, with what you have found out, like you've explored a bit around, you know, there's definitely still places you haven't been or couldn't get to right now because they were, you know, guarded or blocked off for now because you're just down here for this event. No worries, Mix. You're good. You told us. No worries. Yeah, it was kind of up in the air whether you were going to go with what you had and just try to start something right now, or whether you were gonna like see if there's anything else you could find out and then, you know, like regroup and then like come back when there wasn't a whole thing going on.
I almost forgot, but it's worth bringing up since Jinku and Boo probably weren't around to hear it. Mix brought up a really good point that even though we all had bags over our head when we were led down here and through the sewers, his familiar would have been out and know the path that we took, and presumably Booze also probably knows the path we took.
So we can get back here easily then.
That's right.
In theory, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Mix did bring it up right at the end, which was really good. Really good point there.
So we were basically debating at this point: do we withdraw quietly to keep our cover and come back later, or do we cause a scene at some point in trying to find more information in this eyeball?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this out of character, because I've never played anybody who's had a familiar, so I'm not entirely, pardon the pun, familiar with what exactly they entail and like, what their abilities are. Like,
I think it depends on the familiar, but I know Mix basically can see what his familiar sees, and I think Boo can communicate telepathically with his familiar.
So is a familiar just like always out and about?
Yes.
Again, I don't know like the particulars of how they work.
Yes,
It's
but the
again-
difference is I learned how to dominate a creature, dominate a fae or a fiend, and form it into the shape that I want it to be, and make it what I want it to do, and I can communicate with it within a distance. But
And I just paid a boatload of gold for a high-end familiar. I mean,
it's just
what I have is very rare.
Yeah, you paid a lot of money for that thing.
no effort.
But the bottom line is the familiars know how to get back here. Like, we can trust that.
Oh, my Tressum could like just fly down the tunnels and everything and lead you straight here.
That's really all I need to know is like if we have something that can lead us back here, then
Yes, we reliably could get back here.
Because I know we originally really didn't want to have to, like, that was kind of our like plan C, like, was to
Yeah.
have shit go
Originally, we
south.
weren't wanting to have to
I
come
mean-
back a second time, but
I mean, I know we made plans and sub plans and all that, just in case, but I mean, if we don't have what we need to safely do what we need to do right now, but we can get back here, I mean, maybe we should wait.
I used almost nothing in order to manage through that fight as far as my powerful abilities go.
Mhm.
What
Like-
Torta has taught me lately, as far as combat, has definitely expanded my ability to save that. So I have quite a bit of great magic
Yeah,
that I have learned and studied to get that we can use to help us.
yeah.
Like,
The
I'm
the
not
stand back and let
sure-
Torta punch stuff school of thought is a really good school of thought for fighting.
I mean, it's not so much we're in more danger now
It's just
than
there's a lot of
we
people.
were originally. It's just that we've only explored a small portion of this place. Like, we haven't explored the south or the east sections yet, but Zyara was cut off from exploring more of the west because of a minotaur and a beholder. So we can safely assume that if we continue exploring, we're going to run into more stuff. So it's basically, do we want to take the chance of going at it when all of these people are here,
And as a split
And-
party.
or do we want to wait until we can reconvene? Because it's definitely going to be harder for Boo and Torta to get away, I think.
I am a wizard.
Yeah, but you're also in the spotlight.
Which was by design, so
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of out of the spotlight now. They had their match and they won. Like they're not like currently in the ring. Like, even though their tokens
But-
are in the ring right now, they're
but-
not in the
but
ring.
they won. I would argue that kind of
True.
helps cement what we were trying to do, which was make them a big deal.
I
I
mean,
mean, sort of is a big deal.
Well, we know.
And I think you
believe-
misunderestimate me. I'm a wizard.
My concern is you've already come across some big deal things. My concern is going at those as a split party. Not to say that we couldn't handle it, but we don't
we
know
don't
what else we're gonna
necessarily
do.
have to split.
But we don't have, like, Torta is one of our better fighters. Like, yeah, I can kick some ass, but sometimes he kicks better ass than I do.
Well, I think what Moog was saying is, so are they only scheduled for that one fight, or is this like a tournament? Because if it's a tournament, then they're going to be fighting more than one battle.
I mean,
Right.
for this one, like, since this is more of like a, like an elite kind of chosen type setup, They just had the one that was scheduled.
Okay.
It's not like
Oh,
under the
Okay.
under the bar fight club where it's just going as many rounds until people pass out or lose enough blood.
Okay, so we won't be
well,
a split party then.
if we can take them, then we're fine. That was my only concern, is if they weren't going to be with us, then we were going to be split up. But if they can slip away, then that's fine.
Mhm.
I'm totally fine with, if everybody else is fine with moving forward.
And I have my special concoction in a flask. I could ask one of the guards to share a drink with me right before a last turn or something. I could have my Tressum signal, and
True.
then we could just we could cause havoc and run back towards it like immediately.
I mean, yeah, we have all kinds of plans in place. We put these, we planned and planned and planned. My only concern was being a split party, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
guys
if
should be
that's-
able to
if
get
that's
back
what it
together
is to do.
fine, since they did their match, and you guys did what you had to do. It's just yeah. You guys can get back together pretty easily. That's fine.
Okay, so I guess in character, Mix and Jinku would be all for continuing the mission then, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Well, I can't choose a mix, but for me, yes.
So I'll just have my Tressum signal me before we get to the teleport, and I'll try to trick one of these guards into drinking my super deadly cocktail, and we can just rush right back in if that's okay with everybody. I mean, I can mind link with everybody and be sharing this.
Should we resort to killing off guards yet, since they don't know what we're up to, though? Wouldn't that attract attention?
Yeah, if we're planning on coming back, don't attack at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Our mission here.
It's for like last resort.
Our mission here is to get the other piece that we need. It's not to murder the shit out of everyone. So, what can we do to focus on the not killing everyone side of things? Now, I can make one of us invisible.
I think to begin, we need to start in that eastern room I looked in that has the teleport pad, because it would probably behoove us to see where that teleport goes if we're able to find that out, and maybe see where that room goes as well. Because that seemed less like it was designed for this underground party and more like it could be connected to the Xanathar group, which, in my opinion, would be where we want to focus, because it's certainly the Xanathars that have our eye and not anyone involved here.
Well, to be clear, this whole place is very clearly Xanathar's.
Well, I mean, it's less the people that were invited to attend and more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so it's like you're at this this kind of invite only fight club type place. You are in a Xanathar place, clearly from the decor. Because goodness knows there's fucking eyeball motifs everywhere.
Zyara's point is more that we need to get to like where the back room is, not the presented area.
Right.
I'm with you.
And the eastern room seems more like it would be part of that back area that's not for public use.
Yeah, I mean, you did pick a door to pick a lock on a door to get in there, anyways. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay.
So that would be something that, like, I think, like, Zyara could go just because she still has her invisibility up,
Mm-hmm.
but she would probably need either Mix and or Boo to go too, since they're more of the magic people.
Mm-hmm. So one thing, yeah, this all sounds really great. Um, what are you doing about the dwarves with this that control basically the security cameras? Because I mean, you've seen a few of these security little eye stalk camera things around, but who knows how many more there are that you haven't seen. So did you guys have a something you're wanting to do with those dwarves to try to? Because I mean, currently the only person who's really been in there is Zai, and there's like some sort of circle of runes on the ground. I know Mix did a roll and recognized kind of recognized the kind of magic that they were using. So maybe you could get up closer in there and find a way to like disrupt that somehow, or take out the doors, whichever you're going to end up doing. So did you guys have any ideas on what you were going to do about that particular angle? Because if you're going to sneak around, probably want to take care of the cameras.
I think me and Zai could sneak in there and off the dwarfs pretty quick. Maybe,
My only concern is, would killing them trigger some sort of larger security measure?
Do you have a way to just knock them out?
Of course, I can smash one of the essence of ether vials I have in
Then
the middle.
I would recommend that route.
What?
If that's the route we want to take, then we could, in theory, just give that ether to your Tressum. We could just give the ether to your Tressum and have it drop the ether from above in the middle of the circle and get out without any of us having to be near and cause suspicion.
That would take 3 wisdom throws. Or, no, 2 wisdom throws. It only has to open one door.
Well, I mean, you could, I mean, if you could have someone open like the door for it and then have it go in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's the door slightly north of it too, which would be easier to open, right?
Okay, well, if we want to, yeah, I can give my Tressum a vial of essence of ether and tell it to drop it in the middle and see what happens. I mean,
seems a better plan than us risking ourselves. You've already lost one familiar. Why not two?
Are you gonna pay the money to replace it if I lose this one?
No.
Wait, this one was what, 700 gold, I think?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Well, that reminds me, I don't know if Racky's, I don't think if Racky's seen what this one looks like. This is,
The floating cat, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, you had. I couldn't remember if you'd seen his little cat wings cat, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can do it. I mean, I'll sell my pistol to,
Yeah.
So Tord is 100% confused. Y'all said we were leaving, now we're fighting, like... Don't get my emotions confused. If we're leaving, let's leave. If we're fighting, let me fight. This back and forth just hurts my head.
We're doing neither, Torta. We're not leaving and we're not necessarily fighting until we have to.
Okay.
We're sneaking around.
Boo, you point and say kick ass, and then I'll be good. I'm just gonna go sit down.
let's go start with these dwarves.
Alright.
Send this rat of yours in, dum dum.
So,
And
so Torta, we just need you to follow Boo, and he'll tell you when to punch.
That's fine, because you giving me a headache.
Probably doesn't help that I'm still invisible too.
He's starting to get used to this whole magic shit. Like he's I'm okay. Like we're fine.
So, I don't have a map, but as we approach this north door, I'll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me reshare it so you can.
Sorry, I know I was late.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. There you go. Okay, so
so
the
you
purple
can see
tinted
just to
room.
the north, there's another door that goes in.
Yeah, and like that one is also kind of a secret door in the wall, but Zai saw the backside of that from that western hallway. It seems like there's some like a stone or something on that wall that you got to push to open that one if you want that one, or the one that's right by the purple room there. There was like a specific eye that your Tressum had found in the fresco on that wall. That pressing that kind of slid open a panel there so you could go in.
Well, I have a mind leak, so I'm gonna stand next to Zai. If everybody wants to join me, next to his door, go ahead, because we're kind of a little out of sight of both, or of one of the.
Well, the one line pointing to the southeast is actually in that circular room, so we're not in that site at all.
The purple lines weren't like a sight line. Those were triangulation lines that you guys
I know,
used
but
to
I
find
mean,
that
like
room.
it goes. The camera itself is in the circular room, so that one can't see us.
Yeah, that's on a separate room. Yeah, the only one that would be problematic is the one up to the north. But you're not sure. I mean, that door has been opened and Zai has gone through before, but invisible. And your Tressum has been through that before, so that didn't seem to trigger it last time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Push the button on the door.
Okay.
Tressum has the vial of essence of ether in its mouth.
Okay.
It's going in.
Okay.
Okay. So Zai pushes the eyeball.
Okay. All right. So the eyeball is pushed. The kind of panel in the fresco that's kind of in the trunk of the tree that's kind of carved here slides open, revealing the passage in. You can kind of see the glow, the purplish glow beyond of this ring and of this some sort of magic ring inscribed in the ground where these dwarves are sitting around. Tressum flies in. So you just have it just drop it, and then the rest of you just head off somewhere else.
Go up to the ceiling and drop it in the middle, and report back to me how many of them
Okay.
go out left and right.
Okay. So the essence of ether is that pretty much just like it's pretty much just like you're holding an ether cloth to all these dwarves, pretty much.
It's a 15 DC 15. Once I drop the vial, within distance, it's a 5-foot cube, so all of them will be affected.
Yep, they would be. Cool.
It's a DC 15. They fail, they're poisoned for 8 hours, and they become immediately unconscious. Like, nothing can wake them up, unless you stab them. That's the only way to wake them up.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like this would, in 8 hours they would be knocked out.
No. They would be knocked out for 8 hours.
Oh, knocked out for 8 hours. I see. Okay.
Or another creature takes an action to shake it awake.
Okay. I see what you mean. I misheard what that was. Okay. So
it's a DC 15 con.
DC 15 con? Okay. Let's see. Let me see what that would be here. Oh wait, that isn't just a... Hold on. Let me look up what their actual stats are here. Hold on.
Really sucky.
Oh, they're terrible. Somehow they're all zeros. Oh, what?
Yay, we win.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so with that factored in, then yeah, they would have failed that check. And so like, the panel's still like, open here. And so you're kind of looking in through and you see, the kind of cloud of ether kind of, spreading a little bit in that room there. And like you don't have the best view of all of them from there, but you can kind of see one of the dwarves at least. And it seems to slump over. Mix you can see through your tressum. All 5 of them are kind of, they're all sitting there kind of cross-legged, kind of meditated-like position. And like all 5 of them, you can see them kind of slumping forwards a bit into the circle there. It seems like the ether did the trick.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, okay, we're out. Want to go in and start finding the solar eye so we can get the hell out of here?
Well, do we want to investigate this area or the one to the east that has the teleportation? Because all that I found down here was a minotaur and a beholder.
It wasn't a beholder. It was a beholder kin. It was a small one.
You know what? I don't need your sass.
Tomato.
It's still scary.
Yeah, if you're looking at the map, the place where like the little teleporter thing that Zai saw was, there's the kind of big arcing hallway you guys are in, and there's that room that's kind of like looks like an 8. It was right in the middle of that room between the 2 pillars in there is where there was like a teleporter circle inscribed on the ground that Zai had seen.
Yeah, wasn't this the point of this just to basically take out security?
Yeah, security's down. Cameras are out.
Yeah.
Let's go to the teleporter then. Let's see where it goes.
Okay. I will lead them all to where she found this room.
Okay. Nice.
Are people being sneaky though?
So I mean, as this all is going on, I mean, like there's still like people that are around, that are just here for the event, like in the hallway there. But I mean, I'm assuming you guys kind of you're keeping an eye on where people are and kind of slipping into hallways when people aren't looking. I would hope.
I would say that goes without saying.
Okay, yeah, I would hope so.
No, we're loudly announcing what we're doing to everybody.
Look, I don't ever know what to expect when it comes to partying with Boo and Torta.
That's fair.
Look out, everyone! Recon team coming through. Step back. Nothing to see here.
Except for all the things we see.
The heroes of Waterdeep are on their way.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys, you're doing the, Kronk against the wall sneaky dance.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
With sound effects.
With sound effects. Of course. So you guys get down to that hallway. The door that's down there is still unlocked since I had picked it earlier. And you guys slip in to that kind of little side room there. So in here, so this a fairly plain little room, and it's stone like everything else down here. There's a few more of those kind of purple Xanatharian banners with the symbol on it, and you can see inscribed in the ground this magic circle. There's a staircase in the south that goes downwards, and then there are kind of 2 small hallways that head off to the east somewhere. Both of them have a door on them that's closed. But yeah, this seems like some sort of little entrance room. You just kind of poke around in here, see if you can find anything.
I thought there was a circle teleportation in here.
There is, yeah. Where it's right under where Zai is standing currently. Sure.
Boo, figure out how to activate that.
Okay. You guys investigate the area then?
I'll investigate the area.
Alright, roll them investigations. Alright. So, Boo, you kind of look around a bit in here, as well as Jinku and Mix. And it seems, like, Boo, you find kind of hanging, there's like a small little shelf in one of the pillars. Like, it seems like there's like a stone that was like taken out, and so there's kind of a little gap in there where a stone used to be. And you feel around in there, and you find what looks like kind of a little amulet, and it's etched with the Xanathar sun symbol on it. Seems like seems like maybe somebody did the old house key under the rock by the front door type trick and forgot to put the rock back.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Do you do anything with it?
Yeah. I mean, does it seem? I guess it sounds like it looks kind of ornate a little bit.
Yeah, like it's pretty nice. Like it looks like it's probably made out of like silver. It seems like, and it's engraved with the symbol. There isn't really too much else notable on it.
Detect magic on it.
Yeah, you can cast Detect Magic on it, sure. So you kind of turn this over in your hands. You're kind of trying to get a read on it, and you do. Like you do sense there is some magic imbued in it, and it does seem to be like teleportation related, like conjuration related.
Shall we see what this teleportation circle is all about?
It would probably be helpful to know where it goes.
This seems to somehow be related, so I propose if we do this, we all step on it at the same time. Except for Mix could maybe stay back and, be the rear guard by himself here.
That makes sense, I suppose. I mean, it's not that different than when we went to that tower and had to wear the rings.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, is everybody but Mix, or is Mix coming too?
Oh, Mix is coming.
All right. Okay, so you guys all step on this and kind of touch to this pass key that Boo seems to have found, and are whisked away through the ether here, and momentarily pop out the other side. Hold on, let me get you guys moved over here properly. Rip. Okay. So in the middle of this otherwise pretty empty room is a small there's like a small circular raised platform that all of you come standing on, and Around the circle, kind of etched into the ground, are those
Racing?
God. It was a very exciting experience. So you guys are all standing on this circular pillar, on a circular small pillar on the ground, and it's got the carved like spokes coming out the sides, radiating outwards. This room, pretty plain stone room. There's a bit more of like a sewery stench up here than where you guys just were. There's a pair of double doors to the east, and then there's a door to the north, a door to the west, kind of a staircase up to the northwest. Doesn't seem to be anybody here. Like it almost seems like it hasn't been super in use for a little while. Like there's almost a little bit of dust. Like you can almost kind of smell the mustiness in the air, along with the kind of general sewer stink.
Beautiful.
Indeed. What are you guys
The
doing?
day I never have to set foot in the sewer will be one day too late.
Well, Torto, what direction should we go in here?
I'm going to the double doors.
Let's
buddy.
do it. I'll follow you.
Oh, hold on. Let me unlock the tokens here.
Never gonna stop being amused by the fact that Tortoise icon spins when he talks.
It's the best.
It gives a good illusion.
It just seems like something he would do. Like, it seems like he's always moving.
He must always be ready to punch someone in the face.
Hold on, I'm turning like the walls off and stuff so it stops being funky. Okay.
Whoa.
Secrets!
Too many secrets. I don't like it.
We see all!
Well, it's actually okay that you see all. Because as Torta pushes open these double doors, on the other side, like Torta, you don't really recognize this place at all. But the other four of you do. From a long time ago, there was a guy that you had been hired to rescue, and this
brain
is where
puppies.
yeah, this is where you rescued him from. And there was the guy with the brain puppies, but you already took care of that guy, so he's gone.
This is where I got dumb at?
Yeah, this is where you got dumb at. Yeah, this
Not
is...
a word, boo.
Oh, memories that Jinku doesn't have. But yeah, I mean, like, there's even like still a little bit of staining on the floor from the last time you guys were here, beating the shit out of people.
So really, you're saying everybody but Jinku and Torta know what this place is?
Yeah, I guess Jinku would probably be a little hazy on the details.
To be fair, Jinku's always a little hazy on the details.
But yeah, like this is like a long room. There's these threadbare curtains along the walls. There's like a raised platform to the south that has a pretty nice chair on it that hasn't really been occupied in a while. But yeah, like this place is familiar to you. It's been a long time, but you've been here before.
Deja vu, and I don't know why.
Where do you think they're going to be hiding the stuff at?
Wherever's most dangerous, probably.
Well, I'm right here, so it's not with us.
I said wherever, not whoever.
Well, my location is wherever. It makes sense to me.
So, I mean, you do a those of you that do remember this place. Roll a history check for me, and let's see what sort of stuff you remember about down here.
Absolutely nothing.
Sorry. It's lagging.
Oh, guys, wow.
All right. It's a little hazy, but Zai, Boo, you guys are kind of walking around, looking around this kind of large room here. I think back to the good old days. So you remember that, like, this whole little place here was, kind of a little Xanathar outpost type place in the sewers. The kind of low level though. Like, there was some goblins, there was some whatever here. But it seems like, probably ever since you took out Neilor, the Mind Flayer guy, who seemed to be the one kind of in charge around this particular place. Seems like it really hasn't been used all that much. You two also remember, in terms of like getting out of here, like in this room, like there's those couple of little like side alcoves that you can kind of see to the east here. The northeastern alcove, you remember that there was a passage that was like dug in the corner there, and it popped up in the basement of some unsuspecting halfling elderly couple's cellar in the dock ward that you guys are kind of surprised by kind of bumbling up out of their cellar on them. But yeah, you recall that there was a passage out there, and then you also recall, heading to the north. If you went back through the area ways, you eventually pop out in some of the kind of upper level sewers of Waterdeep. Not too far below the surface. So, couple ways out. Doesn't seem like it would be too tricky, especially since it seems to have been somewhat abandoned.
So it doesn't seem like the place where they would stash what we're looking for, though.
You don't get that impression, no.
So back through the magical shit.
I think so, but we have a way out, a quick way out, if we need one here.
I agree.
Good plan.
Whatever.
All right, you guys all step back through.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me get you guys scooted back over on the other one. And mix. Here we go. Okay. So you guys are back. You're in this, you're back in this kind of small stone room here with the magic circle. A couple entrances and the stairs going down. What are you guys doing?
Should we go down, or should we go to the Minotaur room?
Well, I think we should think about where's going to be the most logical place they would hide something.
I would say through the Minotaur.
So that, if you're looking for where that was, that's one of the rooms on the far western side. That was like somebody's like bedroom or storage room, who seemed to be like really infatuated with minotaurs, and there was like a stuffed minotaur in the corner, but the skeleton inside was animated as some sort of security measure. That started coming after Zai when she tried to open something.
Like that.
Wait, Zai, everything that you looked at
Mm.
over there was nowhere else you could go, right?
From what I could tell, there were um 3 rooms on the side wall. 2 of them just seemed innocuous, a barracks and a strange storage room with a bathtub in it. And the 3rd room, I tried to go into what I assumed was a closet, but that's when the skeleton of the Minotaur came after me, and so I didn't get to explore that. But I did go out in the hall and went through the double doors to the south, which is where I encountered a forge with a dwarf in it and a beholderkin, and I quickly exited.
Mm-hmm.
So the closet could potentially be like a secret passageway.
It's possible, though we also haven't gone to the south at all. But it's up to you guys whether you want to explore the closet and that forge or go somewhere else. The stairs, there are stairs that go to the south
I'm honestly kind
and
of
down.
stairs in here.
So, do you think what we're looking for is through there, or should we explore further to the south? What is your opinion from what you've seen?
I'm not sure the area to the west holds anything that we need to deal with right now. I think we should go down the stairs.
So
Because I
next
think
we-
wherever they're keeping that eye, they want it kept hidden.
I agree. Let's go.
Okay. All right, so you guys head down the stairs here. And let me get... Where's the other one?
We
There's
end up
the
in
other.
another sewer. I'm kicking somebody's ass.
All right, let me get you guys down here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Torta, we always end up in the sewer, so.
And every time Zai complains.
I've only ever been in sewers when I've been with you guys.
Well, yeah, we always end up in the sewer. I just said that.
And I just blamed you for it.
Well, quit complaining. Like, you know that's where you're going to end up, so if you don't want to be in the sewers, don't hang out with us.
God.
Where would that leave you?
Probably dead.
Everyone bitching about the sewer. Like, I know it's where I'm going to end up. Like, I come to peace with that. I just take a bath.
Okay. So you guys come down the stairs here and find yourself in, a somewhat narrow hallway, but you see on the far... Oop, hold on. Go
I
back.
don't see shit.
Oh, really? Hold on.
I see me, that's it.
Hold on. Maybe it got fucky. Hold
Try
on.
clicking your token.
I did. I see like a faint outline of a hallway.
Yeah, I'm with Jinku there.
You have there's like a light. One of the light. It's either the light or the eye.
I got
There
it.
you go.
Okay, how about now?
Yep, we're good.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys do see like the eastern end of this hallway. Another one of those little like eye stalks poking out of the ceiling. So assumedly this was another one of those from that network that got disabled when the doors got turned off. So convenient for you. But to the west, the hallway kind of ends in a door, a wooden door, and then you see the eastern hallway, you know, kind of right above or right below where this little scrying sensor is in the ceiling. The hallway seems to go to the south and to the north.
Which way, guys?
I'll head down this way and poke my head around the corner.
Okay. All right. So you take a look. Oh wait, did I? Okay, I think the token should be unlocked now. Sorry about that. All right, so you're poking down the eastern hallway where it branches. Is that right? Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, so you see that there is a door to the north, and then to the south. Like the hallway kind of goes a little bit southwards, and then just kind of ends in a stone wall.
Cool, that's weird. I'm gonna go investigate that.
Okay. Investigate ahoy.
I'll take the north while he's down there.
All right. So, Boo, you kind of poke around on this wall a bit, and you do manage to kind of suss out a particular stone that seems to be movable. And you press it in, and the door swings inwards, revealing a small square room beyond. It's not lit. There's quite a few dust and cobwebs in here. And it looks like a variety of like kegs.
I'm gonna go in there and investigate.
Okay.
Torta, I found this room back here.
You need help?
No, just keep an eye on things.
Torta's going north of the door.
Okay. So while Boo's poking in there, Torta, you take a look at this door to the north, and the door opens just fine. And in the room beyond, you find kind of a particularly interesting display. There are 4 floor-to-ceiling crystal cylinders that are like all 4 of these are quite large. It's like these big kind of crystalline columns, and each of these columns appears to have a preserved dead beholder in it. All 4 of them. And there's little alcoves kind of all around the edges here. And each of the alcoves has little murals painted in it. There's like little mural. Each of the murals is kind of like a depiction of a particular beholder of some kind, like kind of little portraiture of them. And there's little urns in front of each of the portraits on the wall, like a copper-shaped urn on top of a green marble pedestal. And then there is a carving on the western wall that displays kind of a scowling-looking beholder who's flanked by two hooded wizards. And beneath each of the wizards' like cowls, you can kind of see in like what looks like a carving of like a glowing eye. Seems like it seems like some sort of crypt, but for beholders.
Tword is just gonna yell back for Boo. I found some magic shit. Big magic. They look like meatballs.
Perfect.
I love when Torda interacts with magic.
Like, he's not even stepped in the room. He's standing in the doorway, literally peering his neck in, craning into the room to look around.
So I'll Tortoise looking in there. Boo, you're checking around down here. The kegs that are kind of stacked around in here, some of them don't seem to have a label anymore, but some of them do, and it seems like they're all the same. And it says, in Common and in Elvish, "Smoke powder, do not open." And you also, see, what did you roll? You rolled a 13. Okay. So you also note that there is part of the wall on the eastern side of this room appears to slide back. Like it's kind of like a paneling on the eastern wall in here. It's a little old. Like a lot of the stuff in here seems a little old, dusty. But it pulls back, and there is a hallway behind there as well.
Okay, I'll leave that hall for now and go see what Torda was talking about.
Okay. All right, so you step in there, and just like Torda, you see these massive cylinders of preserved beholders, and these little portraits and urns of beholders all around the edges. It's quite a sight. You've definitely never seen this many beholder related things all in the same place before.
Did you actually step into the room?
No, I'm not Mix. I'm smart enough not to do that. I'll just poke my head in there and see. Does it look like any what we're looking for could be in here?
I guess maybe roll like an insight check, I guess. That seems like a reasonable. You don't get the impression that it would. I mean, like this seems like a crypt to you of some kind, of Xanathar's relations or predecessors or whatever. You aren't really sure. But it doesn't really strike you that if there's like a precious item that he is holding on to / been looking for the other parts for, you don't think he would have stuffed it in like a crypt down here.
I'm good not going in there if you are. We'll just shut the door and pretend it's not here.
Okay, come look at this thing down here. I wasn't quite finished. I don't want to go in there. I don't need to mess around with beholders, dead or alive.
I'll take your word for holders being bad.
I'll go poke down this hallway.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was confused. Okay, so the description of the room full of smoke powder barrels, that's this room. For some reason, the label pins on this map were swapped. This back room is full of the crates and the cobwebs and the smoke powder barrels. The original first room you walked into, Boo, apologies. That room looked to be an office of some kind. There is let's see. Oh, okay. That initial room is dark. Like there are no lights in there. Sorry. You were able to feel around. You were able to feel around and find that panel on the wall and find this back room with all the smoke powder storage. But you're gonna need a light if you want to poke around in the that first room.
I have dark vision.
Oh yeah, you have dark vision. Duh, you're good then. Never mind. So there's a stone desk in the southwest corner of that wall, or southwest corner of that room, with kind of a nicely carved wooden chair in front of it. There's a couple bookshelves against the eastern wall. There's a... Let's see. That seems to be most of what's in there. There's like a couple crates, like a couple storage crates in the northwest corner of that room. But like the desk seems to be the most notable thing in there.
Oh, I'll go check it out.
Okay.
Closer.
All right. So you take a look over the desk here, and you're kind of looking through the drawers, and you find a piece of paper with a letter written on it. Let me find it here. So you find a piece of paper that says the following. I am very sorry that we have failed you, Lord Xanathar. You should not have been surprised by the revelations of the emissaries of the Zentrum. The litany of what we now know. The eye that you hold is one of 3 which belong to the stone. The eye, which should have been yours, has been taken from Neverember's Get by Monsoon to Kolat Towers. We currently seek to capture a Zentrum lieutenant and take possession of one of the pass amulets which would allow us access to the towers. Unfortunately, Monsoon's agents are well trained and have either evaded our attempts or destroyed their amulets before we could secure them. Although through Nihilor's enhanced interrogations, we have ascertained blueprints for the towers which will prove essential when it comes to time to take that which by right belongs to you. The disposition of the final eye is uncertain to us at this time. The gnome, Dalakar, was an agent of Lord Neverember, it seems, seeking to reclaim Neverember's Enigma, which you had by rights taken from our former Open Lord. The Enigma is in fact the Stone of Galore. I have agents en route to Candlekeep to delve deeper into its secrets. The stone once belonged to the Abelethic sovereignty and was reputedly stolen from the vaults of the floating city of Zifu by Masked the Lord of Shadows. As a Zifuan artifact, it is likely that the stone predates the creation of Toril itself, granting it, within the circles of mysticism, a position of primacy. Its true powers, and thus the reason why Neverember sought to blind it, are unclear to us, but from a position of primacy, it would be capable of feats impossible to duplicate, even by Mystra herself in this age.
Because I know Mix can't read, I'll tell you all what this says, and then I'll tell everybody what it says.
Yeah, and I made that report public. It's in the notes. So you got that there. You also find another piece of paper. It seems to be folded up. It's folded up and kind of haphazardly. It seems like it was like haphazardly stuffed back into an envelope. that the seal on it had been cut through. And this is in a different hand than the other letter that you had. And it is a letter from Rostrum Failcook of the Fellowship of Innkeepers. And it talks about how it confirms your exalted suspicions regarding the new ownership of the Seven Masks Theater, insofar as the purported owner, Ronquan Mystere, in quotes, is actually being funded by another source, most likely with money originating from outside of Waterdeep. And there is a very roughly scrawled second piece of paper stuffed in there as well, that is dated 2 days later than the other one, which says that I have identified the mysterious patron as Captain Zord of the Sea Maidens Fair, with his money originating from Luskan. Which name slightly rings a bell to you. You recall Drow in a boat.
Yeah, I broke into his quarters.
You did. But it seems like this letter was, like, given the condition that it's in, it seems like this letter never got to its intended recipient, and was intercepted with that information.
Again, Mix, I know you can't read, so I'll tell you what it says. And then I'll say it.
All right.
What a wise and benevolent teammate.
Literacy skills will save us all.
Well, we found nothing to the north, and we found a pretty shitty room to the south. We're ready to go this way.
Just some papers full of words.
Let's go.
Yeah. Talked about a mask and a mystery. I don't know what that was about.
All right. So this door to the west, it's like a solid wooden door. You can kind of smell cooked meats and breads, that sort of thing coming from the other side of this door. You can see a light, kind of filtering around the edges of this, edges of the door frame here and through. There's like a little tiny hole up at the top where there's like a few little bars, and the light's kind of coming through there as well.
Well,
Do y'all want me busting through, or do you want to walk through?
I'll follow right behind you, good friend.
How big is the
door?
No, the little hole in. Can I get up there and actually, like, two-finger pull myself up and see into the room?
Oh yeah, like you could pull yourself up. Jinku could probably just walk up. Anybody kind of average height could probably walk up and maybe kind of look and peer through there if they needed to.
Okay, so I'm gonna look through this and I'm gonna fuck with everybody. Gonna look for a nice shadowy corner.
So you look through the door in here. You don't really notice many shadowy corners. It seems to be pretty well lit. There is an iron stove against the south wall, and cooking utensils hanging from some hooks, as well as some various other shelves and things. You see a very, very haggard looking male halfling in here who is frantically trying to cook meat, knead dough, simmer sauce, mix spices, all at once. Like he is very visibly sweating, breathing heavily. Looks like he's having a bit of a hard time in there, trying to manage all of these at once.
You were about to say heart attack.
He hasn't had one yet.
I'll motion back to Boo that like one small person's in here, and then I won't waste any time just walking in.
Okay, so you walk right in through the door, Torto, and immediately upon you opening, the halfling sees you, and this like relieved smile crosses his face, and he says, "Oh gods, finally! I haven't had a break in half a 10-day. Make sure you stir the sauce once every 5 minutes." And he like immediately rips off his apron, shoves it at you, Boo, and like heads back out the door, and like sees the rest of you in the hallway there, and like continues to have this just like absolutely relieved expression on his face, like, oh, thank God, they finally sent help, and just kind of pushes past all of you and like up those stairs.
Okay. I'll take the stuff and just walk in there and start looking.
So you come in here, and you know it's a little bit of a mess. You know, he was clearly having a hard time trying to get everything prepared properly by himself. But yeah, like there's big thing of sauce on the stove. You can see through the door of the oven. There's some sort of meat cooking in there. It almost smells like it might have been there a little too long. You think it might be a little bit burnt. There's like a bowl on the table that has like a partially kneaded wad of dough, and there's a couple little bowls nearby that looks to be where he'd been mixing up spices of various kinds. So he was certainly in the middle of something here. And
I'm gonna kind of
go ahead.
Position myself between the two hallways that I see.
Okay.
Let's go down one of these. We can just let this stuff go.
And with that, Torta heads off.
Oh, the Jinku's gonna sneak a taste of sauce before we go.
Okay. All right. So you dip your finger in the sauce, take a taste. It's all right. Like it seems like it may, it may need a little bit more spices. But it's okay. It seems like he's been doing an all right job. So Jinka, you come in there and you're tasting the sauce. Mix and Zai, you're kind of coming in behind everybody through the door there, and you, Zai, behind you, you hear kind of like the sound of wood being kind of like hastily dragged across a stone floor or down the stairs, and in pretty short order you see that this halfling that was in there cooking comes kind of back down these stairs, dragging a what looks like an upturned wooden bucket along with him, kind of awkwardly. It's kind of thumping along the stairs as he comes back down, and he kind of sees you all standing here. He sees he again not really caring that you're all there, like not really caring who you are, just that you're there and assumably there to help, kind of pushes back past you, Jinku and Mix, back into the kitchen, and like thwomps this upturned bucket down in the corner and just kind of collapses on it, like breathing heavily. And he kind of looks at you, Jinku, and he's like, "You gotta stir it. You gotta stir it. It's about that time. They're gonna be mad if you don't." Oh God.
I'll stir the sauce.
He stir the sauce. So, this guy's kind of like looking around, and aside from Jinku here stirring the sauce, you're all just kind of standing around, and the guy is clearly exhausted, and he's kind of like his eye, he's kind of like loosely kind of lolling his head back and forth as he kind of looks around the room at you all. As he's just clearly at kind of the end of his rope, energy wise, and it's just like, say y'all down here to help me, right? Come on. Hey, I don't know how they want me to do this all by myself. The whole shindig upstairs. I just went halfling. I don't want to be here. Just want to go home to my family, man.
You should.
Yeah, man, go.
We'll take care of this.
I can't. You don't understand. Like, I mean, maybe you do understand. I mean, they probably captured you too and brought you here. Like, I can't just leave. I don't have the money to pay. Like, I'm just a merchant. They kidnapped me from my house a month ago, and they said that they wanted my family to like pay for me, but we don't have the money for that, and they don't have like, I don't have the money. Maybe they asked I know some of my relatives might have the money, but I don't know if they asked them, but they just been stuck down here working me to the bone this whole time. And if I try to wander too far, they're just gonna throw me back down in here, and they're probably gonna bring that mind flayer bloke back with his horrible god face, and
how much do they think you're worth?
I don't really know how much they asked for, but it was probably a lot, and they probably just, and I'm not the first person they've done this to. They kidnap some poor bloke and then extort the hell out of their family for whatever money they can get out of them, and they probably tried to rustle up my wife and kids for all they're worth. I mean, I'm sure the kids want their dad back, but we just don't, like, I'm just a honey merchant. We don't make that kind of cash.
So you sell honey?
We do. And his face, his eyes kind of light up a little bit, like talking about like what he's like his own his trades. And he's like, he kind of holds up a hand weakly, in your direction, Boo. He's like, Beppa's Honeymaker.
Yeah, thanks. I don't shake hands.
They're horribly dirty anyway. Yeah, I've been cooking all this food. I don't know if I'd eat that if I were you. These hands are not very clean. They don't really give me a lot of options down here. I mean, I don't think some of the other people around here care, but I mean, you guys, you seem like a good sort. I wouldn't eat it. I don't know. You don't want to know where these hands have been.
How familiar are you with the sewers of Waterdeep?
The sewers, I can't really say that I am. I mean, I've certainly put a lot down into them over the years, but never really been in them until I got dragged through them down here.
Sayara kind of goes over to Boo and Jinku and Torta, and it's just like, well, we could take him through the portal and hope that he makes it through the sewers.
I mean, what? We grab him on the way back, I guess. If he agrees to like cook for us, we could probably start offering food at our bar.
Well, you guys already do offer food at your bar. You guys got
Better
cooks.
food.
He's not a cook, though. He's a honey maker.
Yeah, he's just been conscripted into this.
But
I had that
But-
sauce.
If I'm liberating property, then
Hey,
I'm gonna keep
no.
the property.
Boo, Boo, I can think of a better negotiation than a half-rate cook. If we help him get out of here, we might be able to strike a deal with him to get to get honey so we can make mead at the bar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you big dummy.
I'm game for that.
I bet with some fresh honey at a really good price, Mix could figure out how to make some mead that's pretty kick-ass.
I do have recipes for mead. You forget where I spend all my time at the tower. And
Oh,
We don't forget.
I haven't forgotten.
You're right. He can supply us with boxes of bees. We'll get him when we come back. We're gonna rescue you. You just need to keep cooking, but in return, well, you understand you'll owe us your life.
Boo.
Don't listen to him. Listen to this wonderful lady next to
What
us.
he's trying to say is we happen to own a tavern. We'll try and get you out of here, and in exchange, maybe we can strike a deal for a reduced rate on some honey for mead making.
Yes, yeah, that sounds like a great plan to me. If I can get out of here and I can get back to my family, I mean, I will happily go into business with you.
Where's that exactly you need to get back to? Where's your family?
My house is in the trades ward.
Like, what's your address?
Boo.
Don't tell him that.
Well, I mean, I don't really feel super comfortable about my house, given I already got kidnapped from it. But I mean, my shop is on kind of one of the main drags
Maybe
in
don't
trades
give
ward.
him any more information.
We'll talk more about this later, after I finish saving your life. Let's go.
Thank you. Well, I will try to keep things together down here. Please come back for me.
We will.
I can't take this anymore.
But for the rest of this, maybe just deal with the purple lady, okay?
Okay. Well, for now, I'll deal with the sauce. You need another stir. You missed one of the stirring sessions there. I got to get back on that. But and he kind of tries to kind of shuffle you aside, Jinku, and kind of steps upon a little step stool, grabs the spoon out of your hand, and he kind of starts madly stirring the stuff around in there.
Add some spice, my little dude.
Well, hand some over. Kind of busy.
I'll throw a handful in.
Okay. So, yeah, hallway to the west, shorter hallway to the north, both ending in a door. The door to the north, it's kind of similar to, the one that you guys kind of busted in through, except that there is like a small tray kind of affixed to the middle of the door in front of like a sliding metal little like portal of sorts, so they could like slide it up and then like put something on that tray or take something out on a tray or something from there.
Which way are we going?
Oh, I was already headed this way.
Okay.
West.
All right. So, Torta, you head down the hallway to the west here, and it turns to the north just a little ways and ends in another door. This one is just kind of another. This one's just like the one that you guys had come through earlier, with a little tiny kind of peephole type area in the top with little bars on it. You can hear on the other side of this door some pretty loud music. You kind of been hearing it like all through here, but now that you're down this hallway, especially away from all of the bustle and the bubbling and the stirring and the frantic halfling zipping around, you can definitely hear it here, and chatter, people talking amongst themselves in here. Let's see here. Where is... Alright, 1 second here. Just trying to find... okay. So you hear kind of among the chatter in here, somebody kind of cheering or like, calling for some sort of like toast, and you hear, "Yeah, we caught ourselves a watch captain. Marigo says the boss is happier than a pig flump," whatever that is. "Today, free ale. Tomorrow, golden glory." And you hear like kind of cheers and whatnot from the people that are in there.
Huh, good for them.
Same thing. I'll pull myself up on the door and try to look through that peephole, see how many people are in there.
Sure. So you look into the hall there, and there look to be about 10 people in there, kind of low-life vanity looking types. And there's also a couple goblins in there as well, both of which are currently standing on top of the kind of large table in the middle, and kind of doing little circles with their arms are interlocked, and they're kind of doing little circles, dancing around on top of one of the tables in here. You see there's another door in the northern wall, and then there's a staircase to the west. And while you're looking through this little hole in the door at this group that's kind of cajoling down here, you hear the sound of someone like running, and you see toward down the stairs to the west, like someone comes running downstairs and says, We got a problem. There's some sort of invaders from the northeast. Get on up here, boys. And, kind of cuts through, like, the music that was playing in here kind of stops abruptly, as well as, like, the cajoling. And, a lot of the people in here are, clearly somewhat inebriated. And, but the, whoever this is, charging down the stairs, kind of goes around kind of slapping people together, kind of getting people into gear. And they're grabbing various weapons and things, and they kind of start heading off that way up the stairs. Except for the pair of goblins. The goblins stay down here.
And how is this room lit? Is it?
This room is fairly well lit. There's a few of the kind of magic, kind of flame torches, similar to the ones that you guys have seen up in like the upstairs area of this that you guys have been around in. There's a couple of those in sconces on the walls, flickering away. All of them are not like a natural flame color. Like, one is like kind of bluish, one's kind of greenish, another one's kind of yellowish, another one's kind of reddish. Kind of pretty similar to what you've seen upstairs. They've been kind of an array of colors.
And which one of these tables are closest to those goblins?
Well, they are both currently sitting on top of the northwest table, and one of them, like as the other kind of people that were in here got kind of filed out upwards by whoever that was, to deal with something going on. One of the goblins reached over for like a tankard that had been left on one of the other tables, and is currently face deep in it.
All right. I assume because Boo is like my shadow, I'm gonna motion back too and like make a hand motion and puppet a goblin in a terrible gesture, and then I'm going to shadow step under their table.
Ooh, shadow step, huh? Is that a new one? I think that's a new thing you got, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So it allows me to go into any shadow or dim light up to 60 feet.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Okay. So you do your shadow step and end up underneath their table. It's a little bit of a mess under here at your feet. Like the floor is a little bit sticky from some spilled alcohol of some kind. And there's like some food is a little bit littered around kind of haphazardly. But they haven't noticed you under there.
This gives me advantage on the first melee attack that's made. So I'm going to just like pop up and try to throw them towards the door, like bump the table that direction.
Okay, so just like kind of like get up, like flip the table with them on it in that direction. Okay. All right. I guess do maybe like a strength check or something for checking the table. All right. All right. So you're kind of crouched under this from your shadow step, and you kind of rear up and just like throw the table with these goblins on it in the direction of the kind of the eastern southeastern corner, and like both of these goblins kind of like yelp with surprise as they kind of smash into the wall, and then the table kind of smashes into them, and like the table lands kind of just in a kind of diagonally on the floor, over on the eastern side of the room, and both of these goblins, they are trying to like kind of dust themselves off from getting thrown against the wall and bounced off this table here, and they see you standing there, Torta, and immediately they just kind of just begin sobbing, like both of them just like on their knees, pleading in your direction, Torta. They're like, "No, oh my God, please, no, please, we don't mean you any harm. Please, just let us be."
Who were those people that just went upstairs?
Some of the, just some of the guild members for the Xanathars. We're just here. They like we came here. There was the whole the arena thing, and the guild members, they said they were having a party, and so we came and we're having so much beer, so much beer, probably too much, but we don't like we're not with them. We're just like we're just trying to have a good time.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, we watched some of the fights.
Turtle, like, take a pose. Recognize me?
Oh, and like one of them, like one of them, kind of like grabs onto the arm of the other one, and it's like the business frog.
I'll yell for Boo to come in to meet our first fans.
I'll step into the room and I'll say, I move up on them fast.
So
like they don't expect.
Boo,
I'll try to reach down and grab one of them.
Boo, you go to open this door and step through, since Torta kind of shadow teleported through there. The door is locked. Like, you go to open the door to like kind of strut in there and be like, yeah, and like the door just kind of
just like run into the door.
Yeah, it's like run into the door with kind of an unceremonious thump on the other side.
Hey, Boo, where you at?
Well, you need to unlock the door.
I'll go and unlock the door.
As if nothing happened, I strut into the room.
So you strut into the room, Boo, and these two goblins here, who are like they're terrified, and they're drunk, and they're in awe, all at the same time, and they're like both like it's hard to tell like what emotion they're trying to express, because like they're still kind of begging for their lives and sobbing, and it's just pathetic and disgusting to look at. But at the same time, they're also like, whoa, and also very drunk. So with any luck, maybe they won't remember this whole experience, but but seeing both of you in here, they both seem to like recognize that you were in the arena earlier.
Goblins like shinies. Have you seen anything of interest?
Gold? Yeah, I mean, plenty of money around.
I mean, it's me. I make money. Always bet on the businessmen.
No, it looks kind of like an eye.
I don't think I've seen any eyes, aside from ones that got punched out in the arena.
You're welcome.
Please don't do that to us.
For now, you're okay. I wouldn't punch a fan. Yet.
Where do people keep really important things around here?
I mean, like we're not like super like we're not with.
Where are you not allowed to go? What's the place they really don't want you to go?
Xanathar's place.
Where's that?
Well, sleeps, right? I mean, I guess. I don't really know what he does. But I mean, he's got his place. I don't know where. But you probably turn into one of those fancy statues that are in the hall if you go there.
I was gonna punch you, but now that you said that, you're okay. Is there like a closet or anything in this room? Another door?
I mean, there is the door that goes to the north.
I'm gonna check that to see if it's a closet.
Okay. All right. So you check that door. That particular door is not locked, and so you open it, and that seems to go into another hallway that bends to the east. There's kind of more smells of like food and cooking kind of wafting down this particular hallway.
It's not gonna help. What should we do with these guys? I can knock them out. That seems a little bit even for me.
We could give them like a copper each and knock them out. How do you guys feel about that? If we give you a copper, do you mind if I knock you out?
I mean, well, it won't hurt. It won't hurt too bad, right?
Depends on who you want to do it, me or him.
Probably the little guy.
Probably picked wrong.
With a smile and a swing of my staff of power, I'll fucking clobber that one just right on the fucking head.
Well, you pretty squarely knock him out. He just kind of conks right over.
I'll look at the other one and ask him, who do you want to knock you out?
That kind of looked like it hurt a bit, so maybe you?
I'll oblige and just punch him right in the face.
Both of these goblins are knocked out, and kind of knocked against like these like kind of crate barrel things that are against the wall here on the eastern side. Hopefully that makes them forget a bit, but they at least seem to be out of your hair.
That was some good fun. I'm gonna take a quick look into this direction.
While he's doing that, I like arrange the goblins so that they're like spooning and they both have a thumb in their mouth.
What are you doing?
Making sure they sleep peacefully. Don't you think you sleep peacefully when you're with someone else? Whenever I've got somebody unconscious in bed, nope, never mind.
Oh god, okay. So
That was about to get bad.
Yeah, I was about to get real bad. Okay, so Torta, you are poking around this hallway up here, and you see like the hallway, like it openly goes directly into this other room, which looks to be another kitchen, but very clearly much nicer than the other one to the south that some halfling had been locked in. In this particular kitchen, and like you can kind of see this looking around the corner in the hallway before you like walk up in there. There's some pretty nice aromas coming down the hallway from this kitchen. So kind of rare spices, savory meats, fresh herbs. Some of the stuff that you're smelling, you recognize as some of the stuff that's been served upstairs. Um, as you know, some of the various foodstuffs that are around for the event. There are 7 kobolds in that room, kind of wandering around, cooking, preparing meals. All of them wearing kind of white toque hats on their heads, and with aprons on. You also see in kind of hovering near some of like the tables where it looks like some of the kind of more finished looking stuff is being prepared and kind of laid out nicely on dishes and things. There are a couple of gazers, the little tiny beholderkins that are hovering over that table and using seems to be using their like eye rays as like telekinesis to make plates and pots and things kind of float between where they're being cooked and over to the table. They seem to be kind of assisting. And there's 2 iron stoves against the eastern wall, with all 4 spots on the cooktop on both of them occupied by pans and pots, all cooking stuff. The finished things that are on the table look very nice.
So toward his addiction, he's looking for tarts.
In this particular case, it doesn't seem like tarts are on the menu. There's a lot of kind of like mushrooms and cooked meats and things that are being prepared here. Not really a lot of like sweet meat type stuffs.
He's already lost interest in the food. He's like ready. Just forget him. No tarts, it's not worth his time.
As you're poking around here, there is also a staircase to the south going off this hallway that seems to go up, and the staircase ends, and you see that there looks to be like a trap door in the ceiling, and you can hear some decently loud music coming from above that trap door.
I'm gonna motion for Bo to move back around the corner. That way we don't disturb the chefs. And then, do we want to go up here or down over there?
So both of these staircases are up. So there's one going up to a trapdoor, and then this one going up. You weren't quite sure. You haven't looked up it yet. But that is where the guy had come down and notified everybody of something going on. And where everybody else that was in here had run up not too long ago.
I don't like the idea of going in the trapdoor.
Me neither.
Also, I don't know if they changed this, but Shadow Step does not have limitations on it anymore to how many times you can use it. That is very weird.
Oh, is it considered like a cantrip or something?
Nope, it's a feat.
Oh, it's a feat. Oh, okay.
Feature? I don't know. It's part of the Shadow Step lineage.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, I prefer to go to where we're can see our surroundings a little better than a trapdoor. That kind of makes all of my skin crawl. What do you think, Boo?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
To the stairs.
Okay. So you head up those. Let me just. Where did this come out?
At this point, knowing that you know, I saw a room full of people exit that way, or some people.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go slower and more stealth.
Okay. Understandable. The rest of you all kind of following along with where you guys are going. Okay. All right. Let me get.
Why not?
Let me get stuff moved properly. Okay. So you guys, you come up these stairs, and there is a door at the top that is currently closed. There you go. This one does not have like a little viewing hole on it at all. This is just a solid door.
I'll check to see if it's locked. You try to open it.
It is not.
Is it open in or out?
This one opens. This one opens in.
I'll kind of push everybody back against the walls and open the door.
Okay. So you open the door, and you see beyond that there is a decently large hallway here, lined with eerily lifelike humanoid statues of various kinds. Zai and Mix, you to recognize this hallway as one that you were in or saw through your cat earlier, as kind of this like back hallway behind where the dwarf Panopticus was at. This is also the hallway where you previously saw a little jester gnome guy doing cartwheels. Everybody roll a perception check for me as you guys are coming up out of this. Okay. All right. Zai and Torda, as you guys are kind of poking your heads out here, listening around, you hear kind of the sounds of some sort of commotion, to the northeast, east-ish. Like you hear footsteps and somebody shouting something or other. It's not quite clear. It kind of echoes too much. It gets a little bit muddy. But it seems there's some sort of something going on to the northeast-ish.
You think they found the doors?
Better they found something.
Oh, up out into the hallway.
Okay. Currently, doesn't seem to be anybody in this particular hallway. But there are, a variety of doors on the western side and the double doors to the south, all of which, as I had told you about earlier. There's also there's the hallway just north of you guys that goes into where the dwarves were at, and there's a hallway just to the south of you guys, going back into kind of that really large, kind of domed black marble room where there was a bunch of music earlier, And also there was, some sort of announcement from Xanathar before all the arena stuff began in there.
Zyara is going to kind of sneak out and just go into this hallway right here.
Okay. All right. So you look into this hallway here, and ahead of you, you see the large kind of domed audience chamber type place, which, like before, when you guys had kind of stepped in here before from the other side, you recall that there had been like a pair of guards that were kind of posted on this western hallway, but they don't seem to be there. And there doesn't really seem to be anybody in this audience chamber either. There's still like some music playing from somewhere in here, but it's empty, and you can kind of hear you can somewhat more clear hear the sounds of some sort of commotion to the east, in that kind of larger arcing hallway. And while you're kind of standing there watching, you see kind of dart past, kind of passing by in that hallway opposite, a group of people. You don't get the best of looks at them. Give me another perception roll there.
Damn.
All of us?
Whoever's in the hall with Zai. Zai, you don't get the best of look at them. Boo, though, as one of them's running past, like the kind of hood on their cloak kind of billowed backwards and fell down onto their neck. Looked like Drow.
I will tell the rest of the group that. Looks like some filthy drow over there.
I have to wonder what they're doing here. They must be the source of the commotion, I would think.
They're probably after the same thing we're after.
That would be unfortunate.
For them, maybe.
Unless they've already found it, then it's unfortunate for us.
What say we go kill them and see?
The double doors to the south, do they have the peepholes or no?
Those ones did not, but from what Zai had told you, inside there was some sort of like forge workshop, and last time she was there was a dwarf and another one of those gazers that were in there working on some sort of contraption in the middle of the room.
I'll take a look in the door, like crack it open and see if they're still in there.
You take a look in that door, and you do still see them in there. There's a dwarf. Seems to be kind of... He's currently at like a table in the southwest corner. He has these kind of funky looking glasses on, like one of those ones that you kind of see artificers wear, that has a couple like little flip down lenses of different kinds for magnification purposes. And he's kind of working on something on the little southwest table there. The gazer in there with him is kind of like floating over his shoulder. And then in the middle of the room, you see, this kind of large, mostly metal and wood contraption. Seems to have like some sort of like bin on the like side that like something could be put in, and then it goes into whatever this is, and you're not really entirely sure. You're no engineer, as much as you are not magic inclined. So you're not quite sure what it does, but it's a thingy.
Alright, I'll shut the door back and say, hey, the door's still down there collecting trash and putting it in the trash collector. Trash chute. So what the stone we're looking for apparently wasn't in there.
Okay.
So there's
Options. Our options seem to be to look elsewhere. I don't know where in this hallway an eye would be.
do we want to go after the drill? I mean, that's who was after it last time, right? When no murders were committed.
Yeah, they were involved that time. I think if we go back into this audience chamber, we should be able to go in undetected, considering they were running past it.
Why not go down and then come up the other side? Oh no, never mind. I don't know. I don't remember where those steps came out anyway. Yeah, we can do that.
So, as as you're kind of standing there deliberating, you've been kind of continuously hearing, footsteps and shouting and other things from that eastern arc kind of corridor over there, and while you three are, the three of you, it looks like, or four of you are standing kind of down around that hall. You see coming in through the eastern side of this audience chamber, a group of the Xanathar Guild types come running in, seemingly looking for, whoever, and they see you in the hallway to the west, and one of them shouts, "There they are!" And quickly, like five or six of these guys, come running into this audience chamber here in your all's direction.
Well, shit.
Here we go again.
I got this. I'll start walking out. pretending-
Smash!
Nope. I'm gonna start walking out and pretending that I'm drunk. Kind of staggering, slurring my words. Hey guys!
Can't see anything, but Nix is going to charge a Eldritch Blast and be ready to go.
Okay. So if I'm understanding right, Torty, you're going in there just trying to pretend like you're a drunk patron that was wandering around.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you walk in there, Torta, acting the part. Give me a performance check on your drunkenness here. Ooh. All right. So like you come in there, kind of hamming up the drunk routine, and it doesn't come off quite as genuine as you had hoped. Like at first, like a couple of them are like, you can kind of see on their faces, they're like, oh wait, these aren't these aren't the droids we're looking for. And and then shortly afterwards they're like, one of them's like, you don't really sound drunk. What were you doing back there anyways? And as he's like asking you this, several behind the Xanathars here in the middle of the room, several drow come rushing in behind them from the eastern door. So now you've got you guys on the west, Xanathar bunch in the middle, these random drow out of nowhere on the eastern side, and all of you are in here together. And everybody's gonna need to roll initiative.
Can you share the map, please?
Oh.
All I see is a black screen.
Oh, whoops, my bad. Let me reshare that for you.
Oh, we're back on Xanathar 1.
He's in the wall. That might be why.
Oh, that's probably why. Here, let me fix that.
Oh, I had to find the map we were on because I was on Xanathar 2, and that one was all black.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones that are on right now. Hold on. I gotta get everybody on the board here too, and I gotta clear out some of these other things that shouldn't be in the combat tracker anymore.
You don't have to do anything aside from let us live.
Well, he doesn't have to let us do that either. He should.
Look, I'm trying to persuade him to not
We need to
kill everyone. I have boobs. That's the only persuasion I need.
This is true.
Let's see. Okay, so we got. Hold on. I gotta find where the heck the other people are at with their stuff.
While you're doing that, I'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see.
Nice. That was a solid burp.
Thanks. That was courtesy of Mountain Dew.
Okay, so there's them. There's them.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Let me just place these tokens. Oops.
None of that. It's
Yes.
contagious.
Yes, all of that.
No.
I'm so sleepy.
But if you spread the sleepies, then I will be sleepy.
You know, you gotta take some accountability for yourself.
Wait, are we done? Because my head hit the desk a few times.
I mean, we are pretty close. Well,
Whoa.
okay, now that I think of it, just because we're about to get into a whole big, huge mess here, like, it is a little early, but, like, I already know this is going to be a heck of a combat. So, it might be actually
I
a
don't
good...
know. Boo and I can just turn invisible and run.
Just leave.
Oh, that's an actual move.
Wait, I'm with you there. I can just go into gaseous form and float away with them.
There
So.
you go.
Yeah, our
And run back down that staircase.
Yes.
our monk and our fighter can handle this, right?
Run back downstairs, grab Beppis.
Yeah, grab the honey man.
Where I'm at the back of the line. I can abandon all y'all's asses.
You don't have the
I'm not
amulet
using my
though.
Very, 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 very expensive familiar. I mean, that cost me a
That's
lot
fine.
of gold.
You want a pissed off Frog of Doom coming after you? Just go ahead and leave.
Yeah, I think that actually might be a good idea to end a little early and call it good there before we do 2 rounds of combat and then end and then come back to it. That'd probably be a better plan because this is going to get a little messy. Little.
Then in 2 weeks you can spend your whole hour before D&D just setting up the battle.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, that I think that'll be good. Like we got through a bunch of stuff, did some fun role playing, and then we'll start off right into the action here next time with the shit that just hit the fan. So yeah, seems like a good spot.
Wait, how am I the second person in the room? That's not shit.
You're not. Boo is second.
You're not. You and me are at the back of the line, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are back of the line. You're like kind of almost in the hallway.
We can just haul ass out of here, man.
Oh shit.
I mean, we won't, but we could.
I'm really tired, Jinku. I'm sorry. Just exhausted. I didn't realize which way the fight was.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll call that good for now. We'll get to the fight right at the start next time. That sounds good. Let me see if anybody I can. Let's see. Okay, we'll go send that right over there, and then we'll see y'all next time. And we'll send.